I was just like kind of going through my notes, trying to remember everything that happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we have a really cool show. So I hope everyone's digging it.
Yeah, and tell us a bit about the concept because we have these sort of fantasy and Marvel sort of concepts, and we all know the famous movie with the Elastic Man, Reynolds, and then Jessica Alba, the disappearing, and then the fire guy, and the big block macho man build, and there's almost a feel to this, but it's sort of different in a way. Can you tell us a bit what Doom Patrol in terms of these heroes or these outcasts or people that are brought together? How does this sort of different from the Fantastic Four?
Yes, yes, I can, because we're the not Fantastic Four. We're the anti-superheroes. We have these gifts that we've been given, and none of us want them. And we don't want to help people, and we just would rather than helping people, we would rather like have a martini and be a recluse and just not go outside. So I think that's what is so funny and different about our show and gives it this really weird edge is that we are so reluctant to come together and help people. We have no desire. We're selfish. We're flawed. We don't want anything to do with society. We feel like outcasts. And the show is constantly like all the storylines are pushing the characters to evolve and use their powers when they don't want to. And it's very funny and it's also very grounded in human um, being fractured and traumatized as a human. So it's like got this really insane um, theme. Like we have zombie butts and we have like insane psychedelic birds that come in and you're like, what the hell is going on? But then it's always grounded with the emotional reasoning of the characters and why they're doing what they're doing. So I think it's a pretty interesting, weird, special show.
And tell us a bit about Rita Farr, Elastic Girl. Is she basically a female version of Stretch Armstrong, or what is her characteristics or power? Is she, dare I say it, was she a bit of a wild child?
She was a bit of a wild child. She's an actress from the 40s. And what happens to her is she's very vain and she's kind of not a great person. She has a lot of Mm, damage,
Damage to.
ego and stuff. So while she's filming, something happens to her and she gets poisoned by this toxic gas. And now her molecular structure is affected. And when she gets upset or put under stress, she blobs out because she doesn't know how to control it yet. So she just becomes like this massive giant blob that destroys things, which is her exactly what she doesn't. She doesn't want to be ugly. She doesn't want to be like like out of control. She wants to be in control and tight and focused, and everything has to be in place the way it should be. And so for her to, that's her superpower. She blobs out, and then through the seasons, you'll see that she learns how to use it to her advantage and she starts to stretch. And there's like a very victorious moment, I think, in season 3 where she actually like uses her stretching power to save, and then she can get big and then she can get small. But in the first season, she's just a blob, an embarrassing blob.
I get a sense of when I'm hearing you talk a bit of Watchmen as well, in terms of that sort of movie as well. And tell us a bit about working alongside two of the legendary actors. We'll start first with Brendan Fraser. We all know him from The Mummy Returns. We all know him from iconic roles growing up as a child, and dare I say, sort of reborn and recoming again, notably claiming new awards in Hollywood of recently in terms of Golden Globes and Oscars. So tell us working about Brendan Fraser in terms of that. It's almost like that he's gone through the full circle of an art as an actor, but he seemed to, dare I say, you can't put a good man down.
You cannot, and he is the best man. I, I, he's the kindest. I kid you not, the most gentle soul that you'll ever walk in a room with. Like he is so sweet and lovely. I remember the first time I met him, we were at a fitting together, and he was sitting down, and he got up and he was like, would you like to sit down? And I was like, no, 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 I'm okay. And he's like, would you like a drink? Like I think they have lemonade. And I was like, oh my God, what? Thank you. Yes, I would love some lemonade. Like just the kindest, always on time, so professional. Creatively, I remember when we were doing scenes together, he would do it different every time, and always come in with this big, full energy. So he is, I feel very lucky to have worked with someone as magical, nice, talented, and successful as him. He was a dream, a dream. I hope everyone gets to meet him.
And for 28 episodes as well of Doom Patrol, James Bond was on the set himself, the one and only Timothy Dalton. What was that like? And did you get to share some scenes with Timothy?
Yes, I got to share some scenes with Timothy. He is amazing. He is an actor's actor. He is so professional, and he takes his work very seriously, and he would want to run lines, and he would ask questions, and he's like, why do you think you would say that? And I'm like, I have no idea. And he was like, don't you think we should find out? And I'm like, sure, let's go ask the writers. Like he really also very dapper, very handsome, that guy, like he's looking great for being how old is Timothy Dalton? Is he in his
He must
70s?
be up in his 70, early 70s now, I'd say. He must be around the same go as Liam Neeson, sure.
Right. So attractive, that guy. But really lovely, wonderful, warm, always ready to play and to try. And I felt very safe as an actress to be in a scene with him and really connect, because he would give everything in the scene with you. So it was very special. And I feel like I learned a lot of how to be on set by watching him.
And April, where did you shoot seasons 1 to 4?
We shot in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, okay, and a lot in Atlanta. And did you use an awful lot of I know you probably partake in a good lot of stunts, but I imagine green screen was used. So in terms of visualizing and trying to make those pictures in your head, were you going off drawings by some of the sketch artists and script writers of the show to give you a sense of what it might look like, or did you have prosthetic props to help you?
No, we went off of drawings. Like there were actually some wonderful um set drawings that we could like when she blobs out. And then also we when we do the the special effects guy would come and like put dots all over, and he would explain. He's like, okay, so your arm is going to stretch out, and we're like, oh, okay, great. And then we also had an incredible stunt team that like would be like, use your body more when you throw your arm out. And it was like, oh, okay, so that's it. Just every part of the team came together to make it work. And then you've got your director who sees like Rita's foot blobs out. And so they were like, you need to like move your body a little bit more. Like if you had like, 500 pounds of weight on your leg, like walk like that. So it was just like a collaboration of everything. But it was absolutely incredible. Loved it. And we had those like super cool, I don't even know what that they're like, special effects rooms where you like stand, and then there's like 500 cameras, and you just stand, and it takes pictures of your body, and then they paste something together in the magic computer room, and then all of a sudden you're 500 feet tall. Like, it's insane.